The summer sun dipped low behind the skyline of Seattle, casting long shadows across the quiet suburban street where the Reynolds family lived. The Reynolds home was a modest two-story house with a white picket fence, a small garden that their mother loved, and a porch swing where many heartfelt conversations had taken place over the years. Inside, life had always felt like a mixture of chaos and comfort. There was Linda Reynolds, the mother, a nurse who worked long hours but still managed to make every family dinner feel special. Then there was her husband, David Reynolds, an engineer whose patience was endless, though his work often kept him buried in blueprints. Their children, Emily and Ryan, were the heart of the family. Emily, 21, thoughtful and creative, while Ryan, just 17, was full of curiosity and questions about the world. This story, however, revolves mostly around Emily. The spark of change. Emily had just returned home from college for the summer. She had been studying film and media at the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, far from her family in Seattle. College life had been transformative. She had learned not only about film theory and camera techniques, but also about herself, about the stories she wanted to tell, and the emotions she wanted to capture. Ryan was thrilled to have his older sister back home. Over the years, he had looked up to Emily more than anyone else. She was the one who encouraged him to try new things, to never be afraid of failure, and to express himself honestly. But this summer, things felt different. Ryan wasn't a little boy anymore. He was on the edge of adulthood, and Emily noticed how much he had grown, taller, more mature, but still carrying that same spark of curiosity in his eyes. One evening, as the family sat down for dinner, Ryan brought up something that caught everyone's attention. "Emily," he said, pushing aside his plate of mashed potatoes, "I've been thinking about trying out for the school's film club next semester. They do screenings, short films, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be good at it." Emily's eyes lit up. "Are you kidding? You'd be amazing. You've always loved movies. Remember how we used to watch old classics in the basement every weekend? You were the one who could quote half the lines before the characters even said them." Ryan shrugged, embarrassed. "Yeah, but watching isn't the same as making something. I just don't know if I could, do it." That's when Emily leaned forward, her tone firm but warm. "Then let me show you." The basement screening. The Reynolds had a small basement that had always doubled as their makeshift theater. Years ago, David had set up a projector, a screen, and a couple of beanbags for movie nights. It wasn't fancy, but it was cozy, and it had become one of Emily and Ryan's favorite places growing up. That night, after dinner, Emily grabbed her laptop and some old short films she had made in college. "Come on," she told Ryan. "You wanted to see what this is all about. Let me show you exactly what it feels like." Ryan followed her into the basement. The smell of popcorn lingered faintly from years of use, and the soft hum of the projector filled the room. Emily set up her films, dimmed the lights, and soon the room glowed with images she had created, scenes of people laughing, crying, struggling, and overcoming. Ryan sat silently, watching every moment. His eyes were wide, his focus unbroken. It wasn't just the films themselves. It was the way Emily had captured emotions, the way she told stories without words, the way she made ordinary life feel extraordinary. When the final short ended, Emily turned to her brother. "So, what do you think?" Ryan's voice was soft but steady. "I think this is exactly what I want to do. You didn't just make films. You made me feel something. That's what I want too." Lessons beyond the screen. From that night on, Emily became Ryan's mentor. Every morning, they would set out on little adventures around Seattle with a camera in hand. Sometimes they filmed the busy Pike Place market, capturing the voices of street musicians and the colors of fresh produce. Other times, they recorded the quiet moments of their neighborhood, the mailman greeting the elderly lady across the street, or the kids playing basketball until the street lights flickered on. Ryan learned quickly. He asked questions about lighting, framing, editing. Emily showed him everything she knew, patient but also challenging him to think bigger. One day Ryan asked her, "Why do you put so much emotion into your films? Why not just make something funny or action-packed?" Emily smiled. "Because the world already has plenty of entertainment." What it needs are stories that remind people they're not alone. Stories that show people's struggles, their hopes, their resilience. That's the kind of storytelling I want to do. And I think you can do it too. Ryan nodded, her words settling deep into his heart. The turning point. As the summer went on, Ryan began working on his very first short film. He chose a simple story, a boy who felt invisible in a busy city but found connection through small acts of kindness. Emily guided him but never took over. She let him make mistakes, then helped him see how to fix them. On the night Ryan finished editing, he gathered his family in the basement theater. Linda and David sat side by side, proud but curious. Emily sat in the front row, her heart pounding with anticipation for her brother. The film began. It wasn't perfect. There were shaky shots, awkward cuts, and moments that could have been smoother, but none of that mattered. What mattered was the story, and Ryan had told it beautifully. His characters felt real. His message was clear, and by the end, both Linda and David had tears in their eyes. When the lights came back on, David was the first to speak. "Son, that was incredible. You have a gift." Linda reached for Ryan's hand. "I felt every moment. You reminded me that kindness matters." "That's a powerful message." Ryan turned to Emily, his eyes shining. "Thank you. You showed me exactly what I needed to see." Not holding back. For Emily, that summer became more than just time at home. It became a reminder of why she started telling stories in the first place. Not for fame, not for grades, but for connection. She realized that the greatest gift she could give her brother was not just technical skills, but the courage to believe in his own voice. For Ryan, the experience changed his path. He walked into the new school year with confidence, joining the film club without hesitation. And when people asked him where his inspiration came from, he always answered the same way: "My sister." She didn't hold back. "She showed me everything." Epilogue. Years later, Ryan would go on to study film himself, building on the foundation Emily had given him. The two siblings often collaborated, their bond stronger than ever. But no matter how successful they became, they always looked back at that summer in Seattle. The summer where one sister showed her brother the magic of storytelling, and in doing so, changed his life forever. And that is the heart of their emotional family story.